In the capital of Canada's biggest oil-producing province, one more home is going solar. A symbol of an alternative energy future. Alex Miyalovich used to work in oil and gas, but saw an opportunity 7 months ago to pivot to installing solar panels.
It's been pretty non-stop busy lately. We've got 2 or 3 jobs going a week with my crew. So it's been actually really good.
The company he works for, Kubi Renewable Energy, is already changing the face of Edmonton. It installed solar cells on almost 700 windows to power a portion of the city's convention center.
It's super satisfying turning on a system and seeing all that power being generated just by the sun.
But the transition will be disruptive for an industry as massive as Alberta's oil and gas sector. In Fort McMurray, there is no imminent green economy to rescue a community that depends enormously on the nearby oil sands and has seen jobs lost to a pandemic on top of the oil slump.
It's just taken an immense toll on the psyche of the city in terms of the optimism that we used to feel.
In Canada, a shift away from oil and gas will not be felt evenly. Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Newfoundland and Labrador account for most oil sector jobs. Specifically, oil and gas extraction represents 1.5% of the national labor force. But in communities like Fort McMurray and Cold Lake, it's 25 to 30%.
Having gainful employment is immensely huge for them. They need this work.
Ottawa sees the job crunch coming, proposing $250 million over 3 years to upskill and redeploy workers in growing industries, and $55 million to support, in part, a just transition for workers in sectors like energy.
We're now starting to see more of a proactive role by the federal government to make direct investments in the clean energy transition, that we ought to focus those in the communities that are going to bear that brunt of the impact.
The uncertainty in the oil patch is real, but so are the small examples where workers are being retrained.
A lot of the skills that I've developed over the years in oil and gas, I can bring them over to renewables and still use that kind of stuff.
Alex Miyalovich says there's room for more workers to retrain as he has for a job that looks like it'll be around for a while. Eric Sorensen, Global News, Toronto.